and it's all about that ship. So we might have a last free day, and we could literally be doing things right and pull up to the chassis pit so we can get that chassis for that last free day load. But no, it's reserved for the UTRs so they can unload the ship with that. Why don't you stack that container that's fairly new and allow the old one to get out and make its way into the chain and get it going?
There's also about 800 to 1,000 chassis being used for wheeled operations, whether it's for hazmats or reefers or top tier importers who are paying for that service. There's 800 to 1,000 containers on every single terminal being used every single day. And as a chassis provider, and I see those chassis aren't in the pit, I see they're up at the high line at the ship so they can protect the discharge that needs to go to wheels, or I see that they're on wheels instead of in the chassis pit, and you've got 100 truck drivers in a chassis pit and no available chassis.
It seems like things are mismatched purposely because it seems that there's a lot of profit from this crisis to some, not to us, but to some. I may be wrong, but this is what I read, call it fake news or whatever, but just one statistic out there, Hapag-Lloyd last year made in 6 months more than they've made in 10 years. In 6 months.
Well, it's easy. If you made $100 over 10 years, it's easy to make.
Just a scenario,
The moment appointments came up, I thought you were going to jump out of your chair.
It's Saturday.
But that's the issue I wanted to raise. So we do put out figures on here are the available appointments by terminal. Here are the successful and fulfilled appointments, right? And yeah, that leaves the impression that okay, there's something happening on the LMC side, on the trucker side, that is a problem. But what gets lost in that data, for example, are these issues on equipment availability, on differential rules for each of the terminals, and the other things that are impacting the rate of successful gate transactions at a specific terminal. And so to jump from the success rate by terminal to there's an issue with the way that trucking companies are deploying their assets and their drivers. There are a lot of leaps there, right? So there are a lot of things that are going into the capacity, the theoretical capacity by terminal based on the trucking appointments versus the actual utilization rate. And those are the vexing problems that we're still trying to wrestle with. A lot of it has to do with equipment availability. At this point, don't believe it actually has to do with trucker availability, because when we've looked at the gate moves, which we've tracked under the Clean Truck program for years and years and years, we actually see the same rate, essentially, of utilization even through the pandemic. So there's something else going on, and I don't want to just chalk it up to a problem on Matt's side.